This episode is brought to you by
JG
Graybill!
Woo! Now enjoy the episode.
Parker, I gotta start this off. I'm not even gonna tell people what episode number it is. They can figure it out. They clicked on this, so the title says it. We don't even have to worry about that. Has your life the last week in any way resembled the movie series that you love, Home Alone?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Hopefully, I'm home alone right now, so that's why Owen referenced that. My whole family's in Utah. I'm currently tracking my mom as she is racing an Ironman. I guess currently she is. Let's figure this out.
Wait, how are you tracking her?
There's an Ironman tracker.
What? Is this an app?
It is an app. Yes.
Wow.
So
Nice.
currently, she is 3 hours and 48 minutes in. She is 43.3 miles out of 142 miles done. To give you a scope of how long this takes, she is 40 miles done with her bike. She's biking at 19 miles an hour. And let's see. She is probably right around 20 right now. This is the wrong split.
Like 20th
20th
place?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's really good at biking, but she's terrible at swimming. All right.
Okay.
29.
Honest
29.
analysis.
Yeah, so she came out of the water 51st.
Okay, yeah.
Now she's 29.
She's making passes.
Right.
Okay.
So she's not good at swimming, but every time she bikes, she passes so many people.
Okay.
So
I think I would rather, because swimming's first, right? I think I would rather start with my worst event and then pass people. That would just make me mentally feel better instead of being better at swimming, having a lead, and then getting passed in biking.
Yeah.
And running.
So
not necessarily bad.
Yeah. So she's 40 miles done out of, I forget how many miles that they bike.
Too many.
They bike a lot of miles. Is it? Yeah, it's a lot of miles. I don't know exactly. I could find it. Let's see the leaders. The overall men's leaders are not almost done. They're starting their run though. They finished their bike. The overall men's leaders.
Okay.
And so the bike's 112 miles.
Ooh.
And my mom is 40 miles done out of 112. And then she's got to run a marathon.
Wow.
So still a long way to go, but I'm tracking her. The whole family's in Utah. So they're all supporting her out there. I was going to go to Utah with them, but then I decided to play volleyball. So I felt like I had a commitment to my team to be there. Also, we had a big game against Warwick that I would have had to miss if I would have went. And so I feel like I should have stayed. And there's always going to be other opportunities to travel, but there's never going to be another opportunity to play high school volleyball
Unless you don't graduate.
unless I'm a 5th year senior.
Yeah.
What if I just
possible.
tanked in sports lit for the last 2 weeks, and I probably still couldn't.
You would have to
get an F.
tank really hard.
Yeah, I don't think I could even get an F still. I think if I did nothing, didn't even show up to school for the last 2 weeks, I think I would still graduate.
You would have to do something
I would have to get expelled.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way I won't be able to graduate is if I get expelled.
Okay.
If I do something drastic, which I might do. Senior prank idea that I have.
Oh.
I don't think I would get expelled for it, but I might get suspended. Just kidding. I'm not. Well, so I'm thinking about bringing a cow into the school.
Oh, you told me about this.
Yeah.
And you get it up onto the 2nd or 3rd floor.
Yeah.
So that it's hard to get it down.
Right. Maybe I wear a ski mask so they don't know it's me.
Yeah.
Just kidding. This sounds terrible.
I'm sure it would
nobody
work
from the
perfectly.
school is watching this. Yeah, but I still gotta figure that out, all the logistics of that plan. But anyway, I'm home alone.
Yeah.
And so in the Home Alone movie, there's these robbers that come after this guy, and he kind of outsmarts the robbers.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I'm missing half of that percentage of the movie. The 50%.
Wait, half?
Yeah, because 50%, the person being home alone, that's me. The other 50% of the robbers aren't there. Unfortunately, I really wanted to put some ornaments on the ground and have them crunch their feet on them.
Yeah.
Or throw some paint cans down from the staircase. Or just like get them stuck in tar, you know, the bad guys.
Now I'm picturing Luke just like coming up to your house to, I don't know, just like hang out or get something like, hey Parker, just wanted to stop. Bam! Paint can right to the face.
Paint can to the face. Maybe
You're
like
a little too ready.
Like the doorknob is just fiery hot.
Yeah.
Luke tries to open the door. The mail guy, or like somebody like knocks on the door or something, or I don't know. They reach for the handle just to like, I don't know. Maybe they're just coming up saying hi or something.
Ring the doorbell or something. Doorbell shocks them.
Ring the doorbell, and the doorbell just is like, they burn off their like fingertip. It's not even a robber. It's just like a delivery guy.
Innocent bystander.
Yeah.
That would be, yeah.
That'd be funny.
You're too ready to be home alone.
Yeah, but I'm not even really home that much anyway, because
Sure.
I go to school early in the morning. Then I go to work right from there. So I don't even stop home. And then I do stop home for like a little bit, but all I'm doing is like eating and stuff. And
How have meals been? Are you like
Yeah,
going
I'm-
to Chick-fil-A a lot? Are you making your own meals? Did Ella like prep stuff and leave it for you?
Well, my mom preps stuff and leaves it for
Okay.
me. So I'm like trying to eat it all, but it's so much. And then like my grandparents each gave me stuff, like for breakfast. Like, well, my nana and papa gave me cupcakes.
For breakfast?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Here, so normal day.
Okay, normal day.
In Parker's Home Alone life. What
Okay.
are your meals looking like?
All right, meals. Okay, so for breakfast, I'm having Long Johns that I got from
Solid.
Mrs. Earhart. I'm having a muffin that my mom got me before she left, and I'm eating a chocolate chip peanut butter cupcake.
This is a good
That
start.
my nana and papa got me.
Nice.
Now for a midday snack before lunch, I'm eating chocolate chip banana bread that my grandma got me.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's delicious. You should come over because it's too much. I can't eat it all.
I will take some. Sounds like a plan.
Then for lunch, right after work, usually I am eating this. My mom made me this entire huge bowl, like not even a bowl. It's like a container, storage container that she put it in the fridge, and it's about like this big.
A storage container.
Yeah, like plastic.
Yeah, I got you. I'm picturing one of like the big storage bins that's like would take up the whole top half of a fridge, but
Yeah.
like a food sized one.
So I'm having this like Thai peanut chicken. That's what's in there, and then in another bin there's rice. So I'm putting the rice, and if I'm feeling snazzy, I'll add some broccoli. If I'm feeling healthy,
Yep.
that's lunch, and then dinner. My mom made a bunch of chicken breasts, so just like 2 chicken breasts, and earlier in the week there was leftover pizza, so I was eating that. Now there's no more pizza. I ate it all. So maybe some chicken, or I could have that peanut Thai chicken again. So that's what a day. And then for dessert, obviously.
Of course.
So for volleyball senior night, we got Mike and Ike's, because I said that was my favorite candy, right? So I was like, oh yeah, I'll probably just get a couple Mike and Ike's, you know. Turns out that Mrs. Wonders gave us like 7, you know those like boxes of Mike and Ike's? She gave me 7 boxes of Mike and Ike's. Yeah, so I'm eating those for dessert. And then also for dessert, I'm having like either ice cream or what else? Oh, like Easter candy we still have because...
How have you been doing with your Easter candy? I feel really good about my rate of eating Easter candy. I think I still have like half of mine left.
Well, I've like slowed down. Like I ate all the Reese's peanut butter cup eggs and stuff. And now there's just like a bunch of jelly beans and like Sour Patch Kids, and it's like I have to eat it all like for the family, you know, because like
It's a responsibility.
yeah,
you know?
because like Ella doesn't eat it.
Takes it seriously.
My mom and dad don't eat it, and Cammy just has a small stomach, so it's like mostly on me.
It's a lot of pressure.
And yeah, so the pressure is getting to me, but I'm not gonna let it faze me. And yeah, I'm feeling confident that I'll be able to get through it.
I want to keep having that be like a press conference. Parker, you had a really strong first quarter, but your advanced statistics show that you've really slowed down in Sour Patch Kids per day. Do you have anything? Do you think anything's been contributing to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think my average consumption per minute of the Sour Patch Kids has slowed, but it's not because of me. It's just my teammates, you know. I'm having to shoulder the entire load, and the defense can just load up on me. The Sour Patch Kids can attack me via my insides, and they're coming at me from all angles. The acid that I have that's trying to fend them off just isn't working at the level that I expect it to. But the regression to the mean and basically my consumption of Sour Patch Kids will return to that high level that I expect out of myself, and my digestive tract will improve. So it's just a matter of time.
So your digestive system, you would say, is no longer questionable. It might be upgraded to probable.
Probable. Yeah.
Okay. Probable on the digestive system. Would you say? Do you have any regrets about your strategy? Some fans during the game were a little concerned about your strategy of going with the superior Reese's products before the jelly beans. Some might say it would have been better to start off with the smaller items and then go for the bigger ones later.
No, see, the reason why I'm slowing now is just because I was at such a torrid pace with eating all those Reese's products. You know, so I jumped off to a super hot start, you know, and there was going to be some drawback after that. You can't just keep winning every single game and eating every single Reese's Peanut Butter Cup without repercussions down the road. And I knew that was going to happen, but I wanted to build a substantial lead in my case for MVP of the jelly bean and Easter candy eating before the competition even knew what to think. So I don't regret it. The haters, you know, they're going to be there, but I'm not listening to you, and I'm going to be able to eat all this fruity candy.
So the opposite strategy of your mom in her race, where she starts off a bit slower and then passes people later.
Right.
You killed it in the swimming, and now you've got a big lead for the biking and running.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Okay, we should. Do you remember the number of miles your mom was in at the beginning when you checked? It was like 43.
Well, so here's the thing.
Of the section.
There's only periodic. She has a tracker, and there's only periodic checkpoints.
She has to hit a checkpoint. Okay.
Right. So she had crossed. Let's see. She had crossed checkpoint.
Because my idea was you had given the number of miles she was at.
Checkpoint
at the beginning.
At 39, mile 39.
Okay.
So I won't know what mile she's at until she comes through the checkpoint 52.
Which could
mile
be
52.
A while.
Estimated in 4 minutes.
Oh, never mind. Okay. So yeah, I would really like to. The number was, what, 43 before, or the number when we checked at the beginning.
It was 44, but that 44. Was with the swim, so 42.
Okay, so 42 at the beginning, and I just want at the end we'll give you the distance she's at, just so that we can fully appreciate the amount of distance that was covered in the time it took us to record a podcast.
Yeah.
Because so I feel like it's going to be a pretty funny number.
We started the episode at mile 42, and we'll tell you what she's at the end of the episode.
Sounds good. I have a couple of kind of random things from this week. Obviously, there's Philadelphia sports to get to, and we're obviously going to get into that a lot. Before we get into the Philadelphia stuff, I just have kind of like a general thought from the week. It's not a segment, it's just a general thought. Maybe that's the segment name. Anyway, mascots are overrated. What actual purpose do mascots serve? Like, I understand the idea of mascots, but they're kind of useless if you really think about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they are overrated because, like, are they even rated? Like,
what?
How can mascots be overrated if they're not rated at all?
Well, are you saying, like, people don't, like, they're irrelevant already?
Right.
Okay, so that would basically mean they're overrated. Like,
No, because if nobody really cares about them, and they're also getting no attention, then doesn't that just mean that they're properly rated?
Okay, maybe I should have said mascots are pointless.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that okay? Mascots are pointless. They are okay for a couple chuckles if you're like in the stadium or arena, but like they don't really serve much of a purpose. Now, as Philadelphia fans, the Philadelphia Phillies have the greatest mascot in all of sports, the Philly Fanatic. That's an outlier. General population of mascots, entirely useless. I don't know where... The Philly Fanatic, I know, was one of the original mascots. Like, that was... The Phillies were on the forefront of that. But, like, the large majority of teams that have created mascots, what are we doing with them? Like, I get that it's become a staple. You have to have them. Mm-hmm. But I don't understand the real function of the mascot.
I have an argument.
I think
for you.
Is my issue with it.
I think as you go up the levels of athletics, you start with like just your basic day to day like 10th grader doing track. I don't know, and then you get up the ladder. You move into college and then professional. Mm-hmm. I think that as you move up, the less and less important mascots become because in the NBA, NHL. NFL, like baseball, MLB, all these different like professional sports programs like or leagues or whatever, mascots aren't really like that important. But
they all have mascots though.
Right, they all do. But in college, I think it's more important because when like you see them on TV more, also when you're in the stadium you see them more. I remember going to the Penn State game and the Nittany Lion was the one like in front of the Penn State dancers, and that was really cool. And then you go down even more, and some high schools have them, some don't, but you see them more often. Like I remember the CV Buckskin when we played CV they had a mascot. But then even going down even more, I used to be a mascot. You know this. I was the dolphin.
Oh, you were?
Dolphin swim team.
The swim team.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And my role, I don't think that I was pointless because I gave lollipops to little kids.
There you go.
And so, they all really liked me.
Much like a food vendor.
Right. But it was a
stadium.
free food vendor.
But okay. I'll give you that.
Right. That adds value to people.
Okay.
And they makes them happy.
I think that might be...
That's providing value.
Yeah. We need to figure out a way for mascots to kind of reorient their job, I think, is the way to take this. Because
how can they
the mascots
value?
In their current state are not very useful. How do we make them more valuable and more of use? Is it more crowd interaction, or do we go in like a completely different direction here?
Well, I mean, I've seen mascots that like just spill popcorn all over people, like Benny the Bull.
Mm-hmm. The Philly Fanatic likes to do that too.
Now, yeah, that's not really like adding value. That's like comedic value to the viewer, but not value to that specific person. So I would say, that is adding value because
for everybody else.
It's adding value for everybody else, which is the majority of the people, as opposed to one at the expense of one person.
I think another part of this issue with mascots is the in-arena, in-stadium atmosphere is also losing its value as a whole. Like, there's much less incentive to actually go to the game.
Because TV,
now,
it's so clear and crisp.
Mm-hmm. You get all the angles, you get all the replays, you get the commentary. So like more and more people are just, I'll stay home and watch on TV. So I think that the general atmosphere has been affected, the general incentive to go to a game. And so the mascots, as a part of that, have also lost a little bit of value. So it might not be entirely their fault.
You know what I think as well? I think there's been a greater divide in wanting to go to games that don't matter and games that do matter, because the atmosphere is so much different for playoff games and I'm thinking specifically the NBA. Playoff games that matter. There was the Nets game 4 at Brooklyn against Boston. There was like no atmosphere. But playoff games that do matter are crazy, and the whole stadium gets into it. And so games that matter, there is an incentive to go there, obviously with the prices being high, but people want to go to those games. Some games like that don't matter during the regular season, like say I don't know, just like
Sixers Pistons, the game that we went to.
Yeah, so like there wasn't as much of an incentive to go to that, so the environment wasn't as crazy, you know what I mean? It was still a really cool experience, but it was different than if the entire stadium gets into a game together. So I feel like there's becoming a bigger and bigger divide between those type of games that matter and the other type that don't matter.
So does the new era mascot maybe have to branch out from the in-stadium experience? I think that a lot of teams are doing a good job involving their mascot in social media. I think that's a good first step for helping rejuvenate the mascot. I don't think you can have them do much as part of the TV broadcast because they can't talk.
Yeah.
So that would mess things up a little bit. Maybe that's the next evolution of mascot. Maybe some team needs to step out there and say, "Hey, our mascot talks now." First talking mascot.
Yeah, maybe
It's an option.
Give the mascots a personality.
Yeah.
Kind of like Cookie Monster, like Elmo.
Now the only fear there would be that if the person changes, the voice might sound a little different. But
Right.
Sesame Street, the voices have sounded the same for who knows how long, and so they've been able to
Auto-tune.
keep
You can auto-tune
continuity
it.
there. Sure, I don't know if that's how auto-tune works, but why not?
No,
Go
you
for
can
it.
do it like
So-
where you have like you say words and program like a device
Sure.
through like my voice. Say I programmed a program to program
Yep.
via my voice. And then, so I said everything via my voice, and so when the mascot is speaking, it changes it to sound like the program changes it, and it
Sure.
sounds like me.
That sounds like a good solution to me if they're able to pull it off. Because yeah, it's not like you would suffer any sort of quality in the voice. Hopefully, if you program the right program, you know. So yeah, I think Sesame Street's a good way to
Yeah.
actually create a character out of this random creature that you've invented. That's
that
really just
may
a
or may
person
not
running
be
around in a
real.
costume.
Right.
Exactly. So I don't know. The talking might be a bit of a stretch.
Also, add
But
air conditioning so that there's
an
more of
option.
an incentive to get higher quality candidates to apply for
Make
the
it a more
mascot
appealing
role.
job.
Make the job more appealing. Therefore, your tenants that are in the that wear the mascot can be more comfortable.
Okay.
Here's an idea, okay? Superheroes, I think, are going to become more and more intertwined with, what's the word? Like everyday life.
Pop culture.
Pop culture, yes.
Thanks, Marvel.
Yeah, so what if a team, like a new team that comes, like I would say this will probably, I think this would be so cool if this happened within the next 10 or 20 years, which is like, it seems like a long time, but like 10 or 20 years, there can be a lot of innovation that
Yeah.
happens. What if their mascot was a superhero? Like it was like
Are you saying like they created a new superhero, or it's like
No.
the 49ers bought Iron Man as their mascot?
like no, they licensed
yeah.
the rights to call their team the San Francisco.
Oh, like literally change the name.
Yeah. Like no, but I'm saying a new team would do it. And then
Okay.
then their mascot can literally be that superhero.
Okay.
And then they could sell all the merch.
yeah.
And
That would
they
be-
could have so many different storylines. Imagine if every single team, imagine if there was a new league called the Superhero League, where every single team had one superhero as its mascot. And then there'd be so many different storylines of like, oh man, the Spider-Man versus Green Goblin rivalry is crazy.
Would each team then also have like special like rules
Special
for
jerseys,
them and
special
like
rules.
special abilities?
Well, no, but they could pimp out their entire stadium to like get into that theme.
Okay.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah,
Now that would cost a lot of money,
it would.
and I don't think it'd be worth it financially for those teams to do that.
Well, I think that there's a lot of money in the advertisements and marketing and just like brand recognition. Like soccer teams, their jersey is literally just a giant ad that's got a company name on the front of it. The
Yeah.
NBA, they've got like a jersey patch. The MLB, they're finally doing jersey patches on the sleeve starting next year, I believe. I think the Padres and Motorola are like the first combo. Of course, baseball fans and baseball people were like, oh no, don't ruin the jersey. But teams are going to make a ton of money off of it, so they're like, we don't care. So advertisements are definitely getting like more and more prevalent. There's advertisements everywhere again when you walk into a stadium, and so they're starting to go onto the court. They've got like the green screens on the court. They've got green screens behind the batter's box in baseball. They're getting onto jerseys. I don't think ads have gotten onto football jerseys yet, but they will eventually. It's just we're trending that way. I think the superhero league might be a bit. Maybe if the XFL fails, they could like.
It's a little
transition.
bit. I would say it's about 80% fantasy, 20% reality within 20 years.
Sure. I think the more likely, or like a little tamer of an idea would be just like a team that has like a brand partnership with Marvel or with just like a specific superhero. And it's almost like a celebrity fan, kind of like Spike Lee with the Knicks, or some other celebrity who's like always at a certain team's game. Celebrity fans are pretty popular, but it's always just like them sitting there. And then a mascot is kind of like a celebrity fan, but a little like far out there, harder for people to connect with. So if you're able to find a happy medium between a celebrity fan and a mascot, I think that might be the perfect way to go.
Or this is a great idea, I think. You know, like the Masked Singer, like they reveal and it's like, oh, like imagine if.
I like where this is going.
Imagine if you got some celebrity that's pretty athletic, right? They're kind of like a stunt double to the real mascot.
Yeah.
And so they're only they only really do like one like game, maybe a month, maybe a year, right? But then all of a sudden they take off the hat of the mascot. And
everyone
loses it because it's some like celebrity that's like Shawn Mendes or something.
But you don't do this every game.
No, you do this.
You mix it
once.
up randomly,
and you have a different celebrity, like every year.
Yeah.
Like
or even just like you do it,
or just
10 times a year, and it's a different celebrity each time. It depends on the sport. Like baseball, you'd have more opportunities, more games.
Right.
But yeah, because then there's always that slight chance. It's just like a risk that fans are taking. It's like you bought the ticket. It's going to cost the same every time, but you never know. Will Ferrell could be underneath that thing.
Right, and then
he seems like he would be really good.
And then
at that.
they can like once he like reveals himself. They can like do like autographs and signings and stuff.
It'd be like a special guest appearance,
right?
But they've been hiding in plain sight this whole time. It would be on Fox broadcasts. Yeah, that's how they do it. Fox, Fox, America's Game of the Week. They have that the like 4:25 game.
Yeah.
For football. Whatever team's mascot is there, and then Fox is able to cross-promote. They're like, oh, look, there's this team's mascot. Psych, it's this celebrity. Watch The Masked Singer. There we go.
Exactly.
Boom.
What a genius idea.
Perfect.
And say that idea doesn't catch on. You have an athletic celebrity, right, that everybody knows, and this would be a one-off thing. They would just once in the entire like career, they would just once take off the mask and like show that it's them, so that everybody would think that it's them. that they're the mascot, and then they do. That would be so funny, and it would be like, oh my gosh, I never knew that the Seattle Seahawks mascot was this actor from Hollywood that everybody knows.
It's been that guy the whole time.
Yeah, it's been him the whole time. Like, wow. That's crazy.
He must not be making much money from his movies if he has to do this on the side. It would also
like Ryan Reynolds, just like that would be awesome.
It would work great until one of the mascots is like a famous like artist, and then all of a sudden they have a concert the same night as a team's game, and people are like, "Wait a minute."
Well, no. Here's the thing: they would only do it once.
Oh yeah. But like the illusion would be broken.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Because people might figure it out eventually. But I think that's really the idea: is we need to add some novelty, some mystique to the mascot.
Our ideas are adding some like publicity to the mascot.
You should email Adam Silver about this.
I should. Here's an idea about how to get your mascots more publicity, which will then in turn generate more revenue for your teams.
Get an ad, or get a broadcast deal with Fox.
We project $2 billion in increased revenue per team, just because of this idea.
The one flaw in this plan is the fact that you would have to then convince Celebrity X to, instead of sitting courtside with their nice clothes, with all their friends and food, run around in a sweaty costume for a couple hours.
No, that's why you have the air conditioning.
So, okay, run around in a costume for a couple hours. So you'd have to have some incentives for the celebrities to, like, you got to be pretty dedicated to this. Or maybe it doesn't have to. I do like the idea of, like, incorporating celebrities with this. It might not have to be a celebrity as the mascot. That is a great idea. But if they don't want to be the mascot as an aside, you could also, like, I think MLB teams have done, like, a player will, like, take over their Instagram for that day. You can do that with celebrities. Just give them a phone. It's like, here, you're running our team's Instagram for the day, or our Twitter for older people.
They would say no unless you pay me.
Well, probably that's another hiccup here. We don't know what the costs would be of any of this, but the mascot needs a little spicing up. And I think what we learned from this is it might not even be like fixing the mascot. It might be you just need to kind of pivot from the mascot. The mascot might be slowly going extinct.
Maybe we
and
need
it might be phasing out and
Right.
phasing in some type of other
or maybe
in-game entertainment.
we just need to rebrand the whole name Mascot. Like, who thought of that name? Like,
I don't know.
It's
Let's
not
look this up.
it's not very good. Like, you just combine the word massive and cottage. So then you got Mascot.
A massive cottage actually sounds kind of cool, though.
Yeah, that I want to live there.
Dude, that cottage is massive.
Hansel and Gretel must be going crazy in there.
The word likely has its origin in late Latin masca. In olden days, the word mascot was associated with inanimate objects, such as a lock of hair or the figurehead on a sailing ship. But from the start of the 19th century and up to present days, the term is most often linked to a good luck animal. A good luck animal.
A good luck.
So maybe the mascots should really be focusing more on being good luck
Right.
to the team. How can they do that? How can they improve their team's luck?
Based on Chinese New Year, I mean, those are considered good luck animals based on the year. So if you just are the dragon or the pig or the cow, then
Just gotta hope it's your year.
once out of every 12 years, you're gonna be set. You'll win one championship for every 12 seasons. That's pretty awesome.
Okay.
So maybe you do that route, or maybe how do they increase luck? Maybe they pay off the refs for your team.
Headline: Philly Fanatic embroiled in a scandal.
Right, you get publicity.
Paying off umpires.
You get publicity for the mascot, and you get your team to win.
It's just like it's that headline, and then there's just like a picture of the Philly Fanatic behind bars. I don't know how I feel about this. You'd really be testing the any publicity is good publicity concept.
Yeah.
That'd be really interesting. Another source here, late 18th century France, the word la mascotte, I didn't do it in a French accent, sorry, which means the lucky charm, was another
Lucky
origin
Charms.
of
So
mascot.
maybe you just pass out Lucky Charms.
Cereal!
Cereal.
That's the problem here.
The
We haven't
mascot
incorporated
just-
that enough.
rains down Lucky Charms on all the fans and the players.
I would also like to point out that the source from my first definition that I found was the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. So that's a thing.
Wow.
National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum.
How does that exist?
Interesting to work there. I don't know. I guess
I think
there's
in
a lot
order
of
to
lot of
work
bobbleheads.
there, the entry exam is probably you just like being a bobblehead. Right?
I hope not.
It's like, all right,
It's so weird.
be a bobblehead.
How
And they
how
just-
long can you go?
Oh, flick me. See that? I would probably get in, right? Because I'm a great bobblehead.
Yeah, I've always said that. Parker, you're such a naturally talented bobblehead. It's great.
Thank you.
So I think what we've learned here is that at the core of the mascot is bringing good luck and good fortune to their team. So mascots, figure out a way to bring more luck to your team. You've been focusing too much these years on making fans laugh and dancing and stuff. No. Be good luck. I don't know how you do it.
Be a dancer.
But
be inspirational.
Mascots need something
Right.
to generate good luck because apparently that's what they're all about. So, with Philadelphia, we talked about mascots for a long time.
Yeah.
With Philadelphia sports, I found this picture. I had thought of this. The Eagles traded for A.J. Brown, and he's going to wear number 11, which is the number that he wore with the Titans. It's also the number that Carson Wentz used to wear with the Eagles, and a lot of fans have Carson Wentz jerseys.
Yeah.
Still.
Including Owen.
Yeah, and you don't really wear it that much because it's Carson Wentz. He's not on the team anymore. But you've kept it because jerseys are expensive and you don't feel like getting rid of it. And so there have been pictures circulating of people like have managed to somehow like not cut out the Wentz part because the jersey's still intact. There's not like a hole in the back. They've just kind of like de-stitched it or scraped off like the name plate section. And I would really love to know, one, how to do that, and then two, what do you do to get Brown on there? Because I don't want to just walk around with number 11 with no name on it. Like that's not not great either.
Is Brown number 11?
Yeah.
Really?
AJ Brown's wearing number 11. That's why people are doing these jersey modifications because if you can take off the Wentz and put on Brown, it's like boom, I got an AJ Brown jersey. So I would like some help from the audience of how do I do this?
I wonder if Amazon has everything.
How does this happen?
I wonder.
Wait, are you looking for an AJ Brown jersey on Amazon?
No, just like the Brown last name.
Oh, just get the name? I doubt Amazon would have that. The really smart play here is if somebody does know how to do this, you go to Dick's and they've got like the Wentz and Simmons jerseys section still
Yeah.
for like 75% off. You buy all of the Wentz ones and then you take off all the names and then you resell them.
You resell them with the
at
Brown
a much higher value.
Yeah. Oh, that's genius. Yeah.
Again, I need help from the audience. I don't know how you do this.
Right.
And I would love to convert my Wentz jersey into a Brown jersey, but I don't know how. And I would be shocked if you're able to find this on Amazon. That would be fantastic. What are you searching to find it? Brown jersey stitch.
No, it didn't work.
The color brown is what Amazon interpreted that as. Maybe if you do AJ Brown jersey stitch.
I didn't know what to call it.
That's just AJ Brown jerseys then. So, here we go. What you do, you find, here, let's think of who's an Eagles player who has worn brown previously. Because you would get that jersey, hopefully very cheap, because like you would find, it would just be like a random player. You find their jersey. You take that one off using the same process that you used to get the Wentz name off, and then you just stitch it on over top of it.
Jerome Brown.
Well, he's dead, so that feels a little bit.
No, but it doesn't matter.
Also, when he played, the Eagles were wearing different jerseys, so I don't know if that was when they had their Kelly Green.
Sheldon Brown.
Ooh, there we go. Yeah. You get yourself a Sheldon Brown jersey.
All right, I'll look it up. How much does that cost?
Hopefully not much.
Brown.
But if you're able to find a Sheldon Brown jersey, cut that out, stick it on there. I think, no, that wasn't a guy that played for us. Oh, it says S. Brown. He was one of the guys that had his first initial on there. That sucks.
No, you could probably find one that doesn't.
Yeah. Is there, I think ideally there would be a homemade way to do this other than buying a separate jersey, cutting it out, sticking it on. But, this is just the first thing that came to my head.
Mamula. Who's Mamula? I got sidetracked.
What?
All right. Yeah, all the ones that I see, it just says S. Brown.
Okay.
I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, he's really ruining our plans here. We'll figure it out. If we do end up converting, Luke and I both have Wentz jerseys. If we end up converting our jerseys, that will be a fun YouTube video.
What do you think is worse? What's
figure it
worse,
out,
having a Wentz jersey or having a Ben Simmons jersey?
Oh, Simmons.
Yeah.
For sure. Because Wentz was at least like almost MVP. He was on the Super Bowl team. Simmons was nothing close to that. Also, the way Simmons left was worse.
It was a lot worse.
Way worse.
It was bad.
So, Yeah, you have a Simmons jersey. Parker and I have.
But
or Luke
I
and
don't know
have
what to do
Wentz
with that.
jerseys.
Like, nobody else.
You just gotta hope that this happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Where somebody wears 25
Right.
eventually.
Or maybe Ben Simmons just resurrects his career in in Brooklyn, and then all of a sudden, like, he's like the greatest player of all time, and so I could sell the jersey to like a Brooklyn fan that loves him. Although I don't know why they would wear Sixers gear.
Just to rub it into Sixers fans.
Yeah, maybe.
Although the only problem with this plan is now you have to root for Ben Simmons to be elite.
Yeah, no, I don't like this plan. I'll abandon that plan.
There's a bit of flaws there. The Sixers, I'm a little scared to talk about them because we're recording this on Saturday after a huge Friday night win where the masked Joel Embiid returned and the Sixers won to make it the series 2-1. Mm-hmm. But when this comes out on Monday, Game 4 will have been played.
And if they go down
Sunday night,
3-1, it's over.
Yeah, so like I'm feeling good right now. I think we can tie this up 2-2.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say too much because Game 4 is going to happen in between us recording and us releasing this.
Yeah, the main like argument that's going through my head right now is the Sixers players, the guys that are rotation players like Tobias Harris, Danny Green, is their shooting, their incredible shooting in Game 3, a result of Embiid giving them open looks or just having a great shooting night? Like, what's the balance there between Embiid, like his gravity as a player, and creating better shots for the team as opposed to just having a great shooting night? Because there's going to be some regression to the mean next game because Danny Green isn't going to shoot 7 for 9, like 80% every single game. You know what I mean? Tobias Harris was really, really solid. It's not going to be like that every single game. So it's just like it's probably going to be closer with Embiid because like they're not going to shoot that insane every single game. It's going to be a close Game 4.
But also we hope that Embiid won't score only 18 points every game.
Right.
Like, it was his first game back in a week, and he still had a double-double, 18 points, 11 rebounds. So, like, if the shooting declines a little bit, which it probably will, hopefully Embiid will be a little bit better, just incrementally improving over the next couple games. And also the defense, just in general, was better. I don't think there will be much regression there. Loved the defense in Game 3.
No, but there's got to be some regression because you're not going to hold Miami to 79 points every single game.
Why not? No, it's not.
That's impossible. that's like their lowest. I think that's the lowest scoring of the entire playoffs, any single team.
Probably.
So
Kyle Lowry had 0 points all game, I think.
That's not gonna.
Crazy.
That's not gonna happen every game. So there's gonna be some regression there too. They can still play phenomenal defense, but Miami's gonna score more than 79 points.
That's fair. That's another thing is Kyle Lowry and Joel Embiid were both out for basically a week. Kyle Lowry had a hamstring issue. Embiid obviously fractured orbital bone. Embiid came back and wasn't dominant, but played really well. Lowry came back and he had a rough game. So that just really helps you appreciate how good Joel is to be able to come back after a week and still perform that well.
And on the defensive end, like, he's just that huge rim protector that nobody wants to go in.
You appreciate it so much more now after seeing games 1 and 2, where it's like, guys were like, PJ Tucker drove into the lane and just like kind of circled around Embiid and dribbled right back out.
Yeah, because they're not going to put up a shot because they know they're scared. They're going to get blocked.
Yeah.
Everybody except Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler doesn't really care.
No.
Jimmy Butler doesn't care who's in front of him.
Jimmy Butler scared me in the third quarter. He took over, and I was like, oh no, the Heat are going to take the lead. They never did. The Sixers pulled away in the fourth, and we were good.
Jimmy Butler is similar to John Morant in a way that they're always going to pressure the rim no matter what. John Morant is way more elite than Jimmy Butler at this, and he's also way more athletic than Jimmy Butler. But they're same in the sense of they're both going to get to the rim no matter what. And John Morant has a higher percentage, but they're both, doesn't matter who's in front of them. Jimmy Butler's going to bully his way down there, and John Morant's just going to like jump his way / slash like
John Morant's gonna fly.
he's gonna fly his way past you to the rim.
Yeah.
And that's something that, thinking basketball is talking about this, that's something that both of these guys aren't going to lose come playoff time and haven't lost come playoff time because it's one of those aspects of the game that persists through the regular season into the playoffs.
I think to wrap up Sixers talk, I think the best way to describe Game 3 was from Draymond Green when he tweeted, "The power of Joel. He didn't play incredible, but because of his presence, everyone else did." I think that summarized it perfectly because, 18 points, 11 rebounds is solid, but it's not Joel Embiid MVP level, but everyone else just so clearly benefited from him being there.
And I feel like that defines an MVP. I feel like it
Hint.
does. If you're the most valuable player in the league, right? You're not just like the greatest player in the league. You also make your teammates better.
Yeah, that is the definition of valuable.
Right.
Is making your team better.
If you're the only one that's providing value, like by your play, you're scoring a lot of points, but your team isn't winning, then you're only providing value for yourself, right? If you're providing value for
You're
all
still
your
providing
teammates,
a little bit of value for
Yeah.
your team, but not as much as if you're able to.
Right. Guys like Steph
facilitate.
Curry, I feel like Steph Curry is the epitome of this. And if we were doing it based just off of who changes the other team's game plan the most, it's Steph Curry. So there's a balance, right? There's a scale between all the different factors. But
It really technically shouldn't be most valuable player. It should be best player because that's how the voting is actually done.
right.
Who's the best player?
Well, there's a whole argument about
Yeah.
MVP. There's so many different. It's not defined. There was a Thinking Basketball episode about like whether we even should define MVP. Like people have different like thoughts on like the discussions behind MVP. Like,
There's so much gray area. Like people aren't aligned in this. People have different like standards and definitions, and it's not all one cohesive unit
right.
when the media is deciding these things.
Like if we're saying most valuable player, are we talking like we could be talking best player on the best team, right? But they don't have the stats to back it up, so it can't be that. Well, the person with the best stats, their team only has 30 wins,
Yeah.
so they're only providing value for themselves. You know, it's like how do you find that balance? It's like, and then there's like guys that miss some time, but they're still in the running. It's like, what's your limit, your threshold for the amount of games you have to play in order to be considered for MVP? Because there is a limit. You can't just play like 5 games to be considered and have like 40 points a game and be considered MVP like, in the running, right?
But also nowadays, guys aren't playing full seasons.
Right. Guys are only playing like Jason Tatum was an outlier in the fact that he played like 60 games. Everybody else was right around like 45, 50 games. So does that give an advantage to Jason Tatum or not? Like, you know, it's like
Embiid played a lot of games.
right.
He's not normally doing that. Normally
Right.
because he's hurt, not because of rest. But still, Embiid played a lot of games this year. So, he should win MVP. I think we've been pretty clear about that the last couple years.
Like the scoring champion.
We've made our stance pretty
The
obvious.
scoring champion isn't the person that scored the most points during the season. That's not who wins the scoring champion. It's the person that averaged the most points during the season.
Most points per game.
Most points per game. That's who wins the scoring title.
Yeah.
So you don't have. I forget what the limit is. There is a limit or a baseline, but you only have to play like probably around 40 games in order to be considered the scoring champion.
Yeah.
Not 80, you know. But you'll score more points overall if you play more games. So. But you won't get the scoring title. So Trae Young scored the most points during the season, but didn't get the scoring title.
Wasn't efficient enough, which is another thing that the NBA is focusing more on now, efficiency. Like Iverson and Kobe were great, but they were inefficient. We don't have to go into all of that. That's the Thinking Basketball episode in and of itself. The efficiency of the modern NBA, how analytics have helped with that. We're going to go from really smart stuff like that to really dumb stuff. 2 nicknames and a lie. This game is pretty simple. We go to baseball, football, or basketball reference. We pick a player, and they have their nicknames listed on their profile. Sometimes there's none. Sometimes there's 10. Like Ben Simmons had like 7 or something the last time we played this.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first or me, Parker? We both had the same strategy. We both went to basketball reference. and just like clicked on one of the pictures that just popped up in the queue. I think that mine is going to be nearly impossible for you to get.
I'll get it then. Let's do yours first.
All right. Mine is Grayson Allen.
Oh no, he's gonna have a bunch of like cheater nicknames, like I don't know. I can't think of one, but annoying Allen or something.
That was one of my. No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, Grayson Allen, the basketball player who everybody loves, former Duke product. Here are your three. Oh, yeah, so 2 nicknames and a lie, kind of self-explanatory. I'm going to say 3 nicknames, right? 2 of the nicknames that I say are on his Basketball Reference as official names. And then one of them is one that I've made up. Parker has to correctly identify which of them I made up. So just to make sure we're clear on all of these. Are you ready?
Yep.
First nickname, G-Money.
Okay.
Second nickname, Debo.
Okay.
Third nickname, GA.
But is it GA with periods in between that?
I don't feel comfortable answering that.
G period A period, or is it GA as in just continuous GA?
It's like they're both capitalized.
Right.
With it's just
is there
his
a
initials.
period in between?
There's yeah, I don't feel good about saying that though, because now whatever. Yup.
Okay, so G money
period A period.
I feel like based on your response, I'm gonna pick that one. GA.
I don't like you being able to ask a follow-up though.
That's all. GA. Is that the right one?
Yeah, that's the one that was.
Yes. Let's go.
How do you think that Debo is?
I didn't, but
I thought Debo was gonna get him.
Based on your response, I could tell because I was thinking, is it GA, just GA, or
why is that a question that makes a difference?
There is a difference.
How? Okay, so if I had said it was GA without periods, you would have.
No. If you would have said confidently it's G period A period, I would have believed you.
Okay, so I just waited too long to answer it. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a follow up now somehow to try to get you back.
Fine. But I got it. Take that.
You did.
Now,
yeah.
Also, how would you have thought of Debo? Right.
Debo Samuel
as
once
the one you
traded.
made up. Right, but how
I should have just said another football player's name.
Yeah, true.
G-Money, Debo, or Tyreek. Which one? That would have been better. Yeah.
All right. So. All right. All right. I actually have to think.
Because you didn't think of a nickname?
No, I did, but now I think I might change it.
Great. This is fantastic.
So, is it A, Willie?
Wait, who's the player?
Oh, right.
Hold on.
The player is Bill Russell.
Okay.
Okay, is it A, Willie? Is it B, Billy?
Oh, come on.
Or is it C, Russ?
Oh, these are terrible, dude.
A.
What do you mean?
A, Willie. B, Billy. C, Russ. Bill Russell.
Willie, Billy, or Russ?
Willie, Billy, Russ.
Okay. Are Willie and Billy spelled I-E or Y?
They're both I-E.
They're both I-E?
Yes.
Billy's the fake one.
Yes, it is.
Let's go. All right. Willie, Billy, or Russ? Oh my word, that was...
Now his other nicknames are Whiskers and Bill the Hill.
Bill the Hill!
Yeah, that's a good one.
Kobe Bryant has so many nicknames. Black Mamba, ooh, KB24, Vino, whatever that means, Showboat, Little Flying Warrior, The Eighth Man, Lord of the Rings. Even though he's not Lord of the Rings, though.
Right.
So I don't know why. This is just a great rabbit hole that anyone can go down. There's some ridiculous nicknames. I won't even ask you about one, but just for example, give me a random basketball player.
Dennis Rodman. No,
right,
I'm going to do it
him?
to you. Yeah.
Okay. This episode's going to be so long.
Okay. Country, Psycho, Dennis the Menace, The Worm, Rodzilla, Demolition Man, El Loco.
The Worm is the only one that I knew out of those. So good call not going with the worm.
Yeah.
Because but the NBA nicknames are ridiculous. It's very fun.
Country.
Okay, we got to wrap this episode up. I'll probably end up cutting a lot of this. The Big Sleep.
Tim Duncan. Timmy, the Big Fundamental, Groundhog Day, Old Man Riverwalk,
The Stone Buddha.
Let's end with that. Well, thanks for watching episode 148. We know that you guys came for our amazing entertainment, and you left with stoned Buddhas.
A no Marvel Minute thanks to Luke. Even though the new Doctor Strange movie is out,
Luke is actually watching it.
Yeah, he missed Marvel Minute because he's watching it for the second time.
Right.
So you guys will just have to wait for the review of it. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, so Parker and Luke have both seen it. Luke just wasn't here to talk about it.
It's super scary. I was freaked out. But it was a great movie. It was probably the best Marvel movie that I've seen within the past 2 days.
There you go. That's the appraisal. That's the taste for the content you'll get in Marvel Minute.
And
next week,
I've seen every Marvel movie within the past 2 days.
That's not true.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But I would definitely say it's definitely top 5.
He's been home alone just watching Marvel movies.
Yep.
The whole time. You want to check what mile your mother?
Yep.
Mrs.
So she
Wolf
was
at
at mile 42.
When we started this episode. This is a long episode. We were recording for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to try to cut this episode under an hour.
She's at mile 67. So she 25, she biked 25 miles while we were recording this. Yep.
That's crazy.
25 miles. She biked 25 miles while we were recording.
That makes me feel really good about what we've done. While we were sitting here talking,
We could have been
she was
biking.
out there
Yep,
biking
she was
25
biking 20.
miles.
Yep.
Wow. Happy Mother's Day.
Love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Oh.
Ooh.